Oh,
I kind
I want the camera to see me.
Hey, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our regular council meeting. It is October 10th, 2023, a Tuesday due to Indigenous Peoples Day. 6:31 due to getting the speaker set up, and we'll get started right now. With agenda item 1, call to order and roll call. Billy Makeys.
Roxanne O'Neill.
Lydia Bryan Valdez.
Candace Clay.
Tony Valdez.
Linnell Strawn.
Cynthia McCall.
All right, thank you, everyone. Closes out agenda item 1. We'll move on to agenda item 2, pledge of allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, close out agenda item 2. Moving on to agenda item 3, public comments. Comments will be taken from the audience on agenda and non-agenda related topics. The city council will make no comments and take no action during public comments. Presentations are limited to 3 minutes. And we've got one from Mr. Davis.
Well, first I want to introduce my son, Roger Davis. I think most of you know my wife, Gail.
Whoa.
Instead of being on Zoom, decided to attend.
Thank you.
Roger is from Rockville, Canada.
Wow, lovely.
You're out of Canada. And so, fun week. One, I'm going to try not to do any city work after tonight. And be with my son. The other thing is that you have included in your backup information about part-time policy for part-time workers but I did put it on the agenda. So, a mistake. And we'll have it on in November for sure. I think this is real important because we, or as I know, there's no policy. Tell us, you know, do we get paid vacations? Do we get paid for holidays and, you know, on and on, sick pay and, you know, all that. You all need to develop a policy. So that's all I have. Thank you.
What number was that?
It's on even.
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
we
Oh,
Okay. Thank you very much. Closing out agenda item 3, moving on to the item for new business for 8.
Mr. Mayor, I forgot to raise my.
Oh, okay.
This comment.
Let's go. Yeah.
I'm Gail Hudgens, for those of you who might not know me. And I am curious about whether we're going to use this board for something interesting for the city.
Yeah. So I'm going to talk about it. So I just thought it'd be nice to have a board here with this space right there, right? And so we ordered this one that's outside. It's damaged, and so I had someone here to help me hang it the other day and noticed it was damaged, and it's going to be very hard and difficult to return it. So I asked him, who works for my company, to look in our warehouse to see if we had any extra whiteboards from past projects. Turned out we did, and so this is actually an upgrade. These cost about $1,200 versus the $300 ones that we got. But it's just for any info sessions that we have. We have committees that do stuff on and off. We have groups that use this city hall for their meetings. And so if they wanted to whiteboard anything out, they can do so, and maybe less than paper usage. And so that's just really what that's for. It's just, you know, just to jot down ideas, and really that's it. So you can drop some pictures if you want on them. You're welcome to, but yeah, I'm trying to get
Will
that.
it be installed?
Yes, yes. So we just got that in yesterday. It was very, very heavy.
Yeah,
with
that's-
Plyboard, and it took us three of us to get in here, and so this attaches via V-clip or Z-clip, so there'll be 2 straight runs that will screw into the studs, and then we'll get the suction cups and then put them on and hang it, and that'll be where it is, so.
You can also use that for slideshows, you know, if anybody.
Oh, yeah.
has any,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, so,
projected stuff,
What does it weigh?
You know,
How much does it weigh?
I don't know what the plywood, it is very heavy, but that.
Because it'll be
glass
Not
and.
too-
professionally installed, so we don't have it, if it
Yes.
doesn't fall or anything like
Well,
that.
it's installed by my company's carpenters, yeah, so they install these, on every project that we have, yeah, so it'll be laser.
So is it a donation to the city?
It is, yeah,
It's a donation?
yes, it's an attic stock product that we have, actually,
Do we
And
need a
so-
donation form for that, Harvey, because of the value? Do we need a donation form to the city? Do we need to accept it as a donation because of the dollar value?
We don't have such a form. But,
We don't allow donations to the state.
you know, I don't really know anything about the process of accepting a donation. I think that may be something that the city council, the governing body, as I recall, has to accept it.
Right, just because of the dollar value and the,
Action, I don't know if this is with the amendments kind of category.
it's a $1,200 value plus the install,
$1,200.
$1,200 value plus the install would bring it to about $2,000.
this is, yeah, the install, is just, it's just on their own time, yeah, so one of my superintendent lives in Utah, so he passes here and stuff.
We'll put it on the agenda.
That's Josh.
We should have to accept the donation of that value.
Yeah.
So,
Run up a little more.
What are you gonna do with the?
We're in trouble.
More than the value of the, but
48
because of
hours,
the-
72 hours then.
So,
because of the value of
we'll
it.
get rid of
we
it.
don't-
So, anyways, technically, I'm not supposed to make comments, we're not supposed to make comments, but I just, heard that because you asked, so with that, we're gonna move on to for new business for a receive and take appropriate action on September 2023 financial report.
Thank you. The report that's only has the list of the actual disbursements that were made from the bank account and so many of the deposits. And I don't have a full financial statement because this is the year end and then the process of having accurate financial statements is longer. I have to wait for all the crew to come in on the other things. So that report, I should look at it, ready for you in November, because our year end is very important. The audit, we've made arrangements for the audit, and that will be done early next year, so it's a little later than before. Interest rates, if they stay as high as they are, that we would generate over $80,000 in income on interest rates.
Nice,
But
very nice.
we don't know, there kind of talks of maybe they're gonna quit raising interest rates, and they may have their actual predictions that the Fed will lower interest rates a couple of times next year. Which would be, hurt that $80,000
Oh,
amount. But I did want to make you aware that there is this thing called Treasury Direct, which is a individual or company can buy directly from the federal government. You do it online, you go through a verification process, and that is something that you could consider. This is to lock in some rates. In other words, we could buy a 2-year security and you have that good high interest rate there for 2 years. I have I asked the Texas Municipal League what they knew about Treasury Direct, and they didn't know of anybody else that was doing it. But they said, looks okay to us, but ask your attorney.
Right.
And I've asked, like an organization that is financial, officers of governments in the state, I didn't get a response. Kind of want to make sure that this is not going to be.
Do you have access to your funds, Paul?
It's not, not.
Do you have, still have access to your funds? Are you not allowed to touch the funds or can you access?
Is there penalty for early withdrawal or anything like that? Like a CD?
Well, it's really buy and hold.
Yeah, but it
You know, the idea of buy and hold. You're really buying like a treasury bill at issue. And, you know, that's a
So we
distance,
wouldn't-
that's 6 months.
Yeah.
So, obviously you have to be very careful that this is money that you don't need.
Right.
But if we really went into treasury debt, we would ladder funds. We would maybe buy 1, 2 years, you know, 1.5 years, a year, and then roll them over as time goes on. But, anyways, I'm gonna look some more on that. Otherwise, is there any questions you have?
I have a question about the IRS penalties. Have we heard anything back from them regarding?
Well, that's another agenda item,
That's later.
so I'm holding off.
I have a question on the Frontier. Is this a phone service for Frontier?
Internet.
Yes,
Is it internet?
no, it's the phones at the
well
two pump
sites.
stations.
Oh.
Okay.
pump station.
We
Oh,
pay them that amount every single month.
So we shouldn't be paying them anything.
Any other questions? Yeah, going once, twice. All right, close this out. Thank you. Moving on to 4A or 4B, take action to approve the minutes for August 15th, 2023 and September 11th, 2023, regular city council meetings. Anyone have any comments on these? I believe not, because these were sent up in email, so if that's the case, then I would suggest a motion to approve both of these meeting minutes for August and September. Your motion.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes from September and August.
Okay, one makes the motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay. Takes us to a council vote. All in favor? All in favor. Sign right here. You see right? Yep.
Very good page.
Okay, close out 4B. Moving on to 4C, receive updates about the past due payroll taxes.
Okay, we did get an answer back from IRS on most, almost all of it. They denied our request for abatement of penalties. And they, so what I've done is I have gone in and paid all the taxes, all the penalties that were due, and I have filed for refund. And this is, you know, they do have another level of appeal process. The appellate division does have the power to say, well, you got some points, but they're pretty strong, but not that strong, and we'll let you have 50%, or something like that. Whereas this first denial was all or nothing. And so those have been filed, and I'm waiting on the answer. There were several early ones, there were like five or six early, the first 941s in which taxes were paid, but the return wasn't sent. And the penalties on those were like $5,000. And, but they've never billed us for those. So I don't know. And then in these later penalties, they said, well, we had abated it for some other taxes. So I don't know if they decided to abate for those earlier ones or not. You know, I've never gotten anything back, and I'm not gonna pay those till I get a bill on those. So, you know, I paid about $9,000 and covered all the penalties. So we're good on all these penalties, and we're hoping that they will see the right reasons of why we deserve that they be abated. And if, I don't know if I sent that letter out, I'll be happy to send it out to anybody that would like to see what I sent them. A long document, because I had filed a request for refund from like 7 quarters, and then the letter, and then a whole bunch of other backup stuff. So that's where we are.
Thank you, Mayor Harvey, for doing that for us.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions about that? All good?
So there are no outstanding penalties as of now.
Only on those very early ones, failure to file penalties.
Now, should we file those, or are they gonna continue
No,
to?
we filed a tax.
No, should we
Oh,
pay them and wait for reimbursement?
No, I hadn't gotten a bill, so I'm not gonna pay it till I get a bill.
Okay.
All right, close it out for C, moving on to 4D, oath of office for Cynthia McCall, appointed a notary public.
So, you know, I just thought the mayor might give her the oath of office on this. Didn't really have to be done at a council meeting, but it's nice to know that she is now a qualified notary.
That's
So, all,
Yeah.
And you have the stamp.
Stamp, yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's great. So
So
do
you
you
might-
want to give her? I don't know, did you not get a copy of it?
this is
Yes.
an oath that has to be executed, and it's not sent to anybody, but it just has to be kept on file. And it has to be done by an officer. You know, so.
Yeah, it's in there.
I need to do the original.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it matters.
Oh, really?
So,
I had the,
Well, if you wanna, she's gonna sign it and save it?
it didn't have color. I wanted to do color, but we're out of color.
Oh.
Suitable for.
It's not very pretty.
Oh.
Okay, so what do we need to do? Just fill this out? And
Is there something that Joe needs?
So then you would recite to all whom these presents shall come, greetings. It's an official document, an official oath.
okay, do this. Let's go.
I am very curious about whether this council would approve of Cynthia doing a notary for people that live here. In the past, I've used the secretary to notarize things that have nothing to do with the city. True. Because I'm a citizen of the city. And I just wanted to clarify that.
That's a good question.
It's not city business, she can notarize anything, you know.
I'm sorry.
If it's not city business, you can notarize anything. I mean, you know, as long as there's no conflict of interest.
Historically, in the skip states, the city secretary has always done that.
Right.
I don't know if it was
She
correct.
did a lot of things she wasn't allowed.
Well, no, I mean, another one's before that one too, though, but I don't know whether that was okay. I guess.
I guess that would be a question maybe to ask the notary commission,
Yeah.
because if we sign it, do we accept liability for those signatures?
We don't want
Or provided-
This is really off topic.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Right,
Good question.
so let's get back to this. oath of office for Cynthia McCall, appointed notary in the name and by the authority of the state of Texas Notary Public Commission, to all whom these presents shall come greetings. Whereas Cynthia Potter McCall has been appointed by the Secretary of State of Texas and Notary Public in the state of Texas. Now, therefore, the above named person is hereby commissioned a notary public for the state of Texas under the laws of the state of Texas with all the rights, privileges, and emoluments appertaining to said office. Term of office, August 31st of 2023 through August 31st of 2027. All right.
All right.
And then there's the bottom,
The bottom part.
where Cynthia does hers.
She takes the oath.
All right, so then if you
That's
want
the oath
to
itself.
take the oath, go, your name, and just read that.
I, Cynthia Potter McCall, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office Notary Public of the state of Texas and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States in this state, so help me God. And
That's it, then you
Then
fill that
you
out.
have to sign it.
you have to, somebody,
Does it need to be notarized? Another notary needs to notarize it. I don't think she can notarize it herself.
Yes.
yeah.
I think the instructions imply that.
Yeah,
necessarily-
well, that would be kind of dumb.
I know the form says that, but.
Says form two
You
and
read the
says
instructions.
for me
Got
on
the
this.
instructions in there.
Okay. All right. Close this out.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Never
Right.
been.
Thank you, Cynthia, for doing that for us.
We'll find out if it hangs to all the city residents.
Moving on to 4E, discuss and possible action regarding an agenda backup
So what did we
distribution.
do for that? I mean, we didn't vote.
There's no voting on it.
It's
It's you took the course,
No action.
swore in, and you're notary.
So what do you say, your club?
No action. No action needs to be taken.
Yeah, no action.
Well, she was sworn in.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't.
There was action.
The action was that you were sworn in, Cynthia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Lydia. They named a hurricane after you.
With good reason.
So,
Okay, back on topic, please.
Ask Tony.
okay, regarding the backup, what we've done for this meeting is we printed the backup, everything but the water. 7 pages.
Oh, my.
I'm gonna print it for every single. I think the backup will be printed for every pages.
Oh.
And I left this door unlocked, but it got locked a couple times. And I left it each on your, we left it each on your desk with the encouragement that you get it so you can do a lot of studying over the weekend. And so I think this is a good process. Since people do have issues with, they don't have printers or they have trouble with
Email.
cell phones instead of access to a full computer. And I would suggest, not a good idea to leave the door unlocked. And I would suggest that if this is what you all want to do, I would suggest that each council person have a key to the front door. And then you can come in and get your backup information if you choose to at any time. So you wouldn't have a key to the back door. That's only myself, Billy, and Cynthia. But everyone would have a key to the front door. And it's, that's not a big issue. So that's just my suggestion.
That's good. I agree with that. Oh, can we double sided and when you print it? It'll be easier to double sided. Print on both sides of the page.
No, it'd be hard.
Be harder.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Okay, so I guess the action for tonight would be to put on getting keys for council members on the next agenda item, or next agenda, or next council meeting. But that's not in this. Yeah, it's not in here, so we can't vote on that, so we can vote on putting it on the next council meeting, so. If everyone's okay with that, with the new distribution and possibly getting a key to the front door. That's how, council members are able to access, backup, then I would suggest a motion that we put a vote, to have this on the next agenda or the next council meeting agenda.
I also have a suggestion that maybe we can drop by on Thursday before a meeting and pick them up from Cynthia while she's here at work.
Instead of going to the expense of providing keys for everyone.
Yeah. I don't know,
That makes
maybe
sense.
that's just an idea.
You pick them up for
Well.
other people too.
You. Sorry, you have to.
Go ahead, yeah.
Thank you. Backup information, some of it's available early, some of it's available at the very last minute. Some of the backup is like more information than action related. And, you know, it's like
Just to
maybe
study.
a brochure or something. Well, you don't want to print all that whole thing out, something like that. So it's maybe, I think there's a lot of times that not already, but there's as hard as we try. And you know, a lot of times John comes, and he brings his own backup.
Right.
You know, I can't get him to quite
Okay, so.
do it the way that
What
I
works
would
best
like,
for
but
us to be.
So so just council talk right here, who would like a key and would do this? And then if there's one or two or three, then yes, let's put it on the agenda for the next council meeting, but if no one wants that, then.
Yeah, I would want a key. I mean, it didn't cost that much. I mean, I could,
Yeah.
you give me the key, I go get them done at Home Depot. Yeah.
So would the documents be ready by Friday when
day
the
down.
agenda is posted?
all I can say is I hope so.
It is still,
Yeah,
I
So-
get that, yeah.
Yeah, I could, like, for example, the financial report. I have to wait for PGMS to send me the information about the water sales. And, you know, I might get that on Friday. And so I can't get that report ready till either Friday late
Yeah,
or Saturday. So it's just,
so sometimes, I guess, if I'm doing this right, if someone had a key and we're printing up backup agenda items. Sometimes we want to have the full agenda backup, and for the stuff that wasn't ready that time of the day, it would be here when we had our council meeting, right, I guess, so that sounds like it might be, I don't know, if it's not already at once, that might make it multiple trips, I'm just,
Yeah.
that's.
yeah, we want one complete package, whatever's complete, at that time we pick it up. That's it.
It might be Monday.
Yeah, you know, it'd be
Saturday.
Saturday at the latest, Saturday at the
It's
latest.
understandable. It's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
So,
Yeah, and we have deadlines that other people have to submit
It's
stuff.
not there on Saturday.
Yeah, so. But pick up one complete package or whatever it is.
Even if
that's what we-
Saturday is good.
That's what we get,
Mayor Harvey has.
right?
well, a option is that the city buys a laptop for everybody on the council. And then there wouldn't be any backup. You just
This is
call it up on your computer. Did notice our friends at Mountain City,
as
saw a
well.
picture on them at their council meeting, every single one of them had a laptop in front of them. I don't, you know, it would be buying five or six new laptop tops and new or refurbished laptops, so it would be a big investment, but what, an option. An option.
Well, the only problem with that is that all of your, if you cannot use it for any of your personal
Of course.
things. You just
Like I can't use my
it
state
for
one
the
for any
city.
personal either.
I mean, and so now you got people lugging around extra electronics. That's just,
I
I
just
mean,
think
it's
it's
a
nice.
nice idea, but it's not practical, you know.
Need it.
Well, actually, it would be a city asset. So it's like,
As a tag, like
this
the
would be
state.
this place, and that would be passed on to the place.
Uh-huh. And then I guess you could load it up with anything that's pertaining to the city, like shared docs and files
And all
and.
the software and all the updates, the security and the,
We'd have to do.
Would be on
maybe
there.
an IT
we go
thing
through
for-
We're not-
so much.
we're not that
especially
big
the state to keep
that
the
we need
computer
it.
safe.
I think we're that big.
It's a lot of update.
I just think it, my opinion is that it's an expense that we don't,
We don't have
Need
that
it.
lot much.
you know, we have one meeting a month.
Yeah.
It's not. But you could look up.
I'd understand you having one, Mayor Harvey. I'd understand buying one for your position and one for Cynthia's position. I think you already have the mayoral laptop also, right? So maybe just purchase two. I know I would not need one. I'm flexible with however we need to do.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I would say, I think you can get a laptop, an inexpensive laptop.
You can get them refurbished at
I
discount
think I have.
electronics. That's what I have at home. It's good. It's cheap as like.
$800.
I know I've
And
gone through several
can I finish
laptops
what
that
I'm
work.
saying?
I'm sorry, yes.
I think you could buy one, a computer for maybe $300-400 a laptop. Refurbish one, and that would be, if you bought 5 of them, they're less than $2,000. But I don't know.
Okay, so I think we're getting a little off topic. We've gone from distribution to client computers.
Yeah.
Let's get back onto how we want to receive the agenda backup, whether it's through emails or printed off at a certain point in time. Agenda, our council members have a key to access the front door and pick it up.
That also leads us to Cynthia's last day of the week is on Thursday. So if anything comes in as a supporting document after that, would have to be printed off by Harvey and run down here.
That's a lot to do.
Yeah, so
And I don't mind doing it while I'm here.
Oh, I know. But yeah, I'm just thinking like what he was saying for PGMS. If that comes in late, I mean, I'm good with coming down here on Saturday to pick up his stuff. I just don't want to make extra work for Harvey, but I know that does put him into that time frame. If it comes in after Thursday afternoon, then Harvey would be the one that would have to come down, print it off, get it ready for us.
Or you could send it to me and I could do it on my person.
I'm sorry.
You could send it to me and I could do it at my personal computer, but I use up a lot of ink.
yeah, that's
Between time and just keeping city business.
Yeah.
so.
I mean, it's only. I mean, the rest of the package will be.
Mayor Harvey, no question.
Well, let's just try what we're doing now and just see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay,
I will look at it now.
Again, thank you, Roxanne, that was, I think I like the way it ended up for this meeting that we had.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, yeah, you know, but yeah, I do think that it's nice to have a hard copy for our council members. To get it in their hands to look it over, not viewing it from a telephone
Yeah.
screen. And just to have that as a hard copy for your files, you know, that it's good. So I think, are you asking for a vote on this too, to produce a hard copy?
no, it's just,
yeah, that's possible action, so, if the action here is no action.
So what's on the table is get keys for the council members to pick up.
I think we're just going to continue. with-
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll get another month or 2 months.
Use the buddy system and pick up each other's document.
Yeah,
You can
So-
also, excuse me, you can also send out an email to everybody saying that the documents are ready for pickup. You know, at City Hall, be it Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, something like that. maybe?
Okay, so council members, I don't know if we're no action or tabling this. Is if we're gonna talk about it again next month or
Talk about the
after.
keys.
Yeah.
But the actual printing of the documents.
How many people wanted a key? One.
Okay, so.
You already have one, Rusty.
She does
You don't
not-
have one?
Only the mayor and
Why?
Cynthia and Mayor Harvey.
Yeah.
3 people.
Oh, well, this is the easiest thing to me.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is there's no
I
action.
know, I wouldn't come here by myself anyway.
So, all right, I'm gonna close out 4E, moving on, no action. Um, and we'll move on to agenda item 5, unfinished business. 5F, receive updates and take action regarding the Hartford insurance claim.
So our attorney memo that he sent us actually on October 6th and October 9th, he does address the Hartford insurance claim. I will add that one of the specifics they asked was send us proof that IRS denied your claim for those years, that period after we insured the city secretary. And we can't do that because we have this appeal claim in. And so there's no reason to respond to Hartford until IRS decides whether they're going to refund the penalty or not.
We send the initial denial, if they're requesting. And then update them if we have a better outcome. Can we send them the initial denial because of the timeline?
It's open until it resolved. There's no time limit.
This claim is open
I
until
mean,
it's up. It's not by statute.
I don't see the purpose of that because if we send it and they send us some money based on that and then we get a refund, then we got a refund back off for the insurance. So
That's true.
it's just, let's wait up. Hopefully appeals will not take a year to like a relief.
Yeah, Tony?
Hopefully.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, and we filed the denial with the insurance company and they pay us, and then we cancel the appeal. Before they pay us. So, I mean, gotta wait a year.
That's the right thing to
But
do.
would we have,
The insurance would be,
because we still have recourse under the tax code that we can file the appeal and may be successful for a partial offset.
Yeah,
That
it's
may work in
already
our
in
favor.
place.
Well, even if we get a partial upset, who's gonna pay the other?
Then you file the claim to the insurance for the difference.
Okay. That works. Let's wait a year, so.
Okay, thanks for the update. Ms.
Thank you, Mayor
Davis.
Harvey.
We'll close out 5F and move on to 5G. Chief updates and take appropriate action regarding Hayes Commons development application to the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality to create a municipal utility district within the city of Hayes. EJ.
And I think our attorney addressed that in his letter.
Mhm.
So I believe he ends his paragraph with saying, no further action is required of this city at this time. Okay.
Moving on to 5H, receive updates and take appropriate action on office organization, FEMA grants, and IT projects.
Well, say FEMA grants is an ongoing nightmare. So, I respond to them, but they always ask for something. Got an email yesterday.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It goes just back and forth.
So, but on IT, I did provide you with the short memo, suggesting that these are the needs we have, and a lot of it goes to improving our website. You know, I think that I would like, you know, I'm putting a lot of stuff on it. I don't know if y'all look at the website, but you should.
That's right.
And, because I put a lot of announcements on there, but I kind of like to have it like, you know, announcements, and then you just place them on there. And then some of the pages need to be redone, and there's some stuff that, you know, I'm not quite sure. There's some, like, WordPress where you make changes to the website of WordPress, and some of it you can't get in because it says private. And that was done by somebody way back there. So anyways, this is just a list of things that I would like to do on this. As far as the website, and then I would like help. I do believe that we need a new computer, a desktop computer in the back. And we have 2 boxes on the floor. I think one of them had to do with the software to do bills. Well, we don't do that anymore. PGMS does that. And so I think we might be able to get rid of that. So there's help that I believe we use in the process of getting a new computer, and I think Cynthia would agree that that would be nice to have a new computer that's, you know, faster and is more reliable than the current one.
Mine's, I mean, it's okay, but when I turn it on, it goes for like hours. Like, what is it?
Makes it really slow.
But it's okay, but I guess it's,
Did you hear that today?
I didn't hear that today.
That's because I turned off that second thing.
It wasn't,
That
one second.
second box
Oh,
on the floor, and I think that is the one that we don't need. And if you were able to do everything today with that off, then that
yeah, okay.
proves that we
Oh,
don't need
okay.
it. But it would be good for them to, for an IT person to look at what we have set up and, hey, what do we need and stuff. So anyways, this is what I would like to proceed full speed ahead.
Harvey, I am loving under 2G, the agenda and the minutes, getting rid of those and putting it under the header of the meeting date, so that when you go to the council meeting, you have the agenda minutes back up, and hopefully we can get a video that corresponds so that people can operate the video and see if they did something of interest or.
That's the way it's set up in
Yeah, we're gonna say that.
other peers like
Yes.
Euland and.
It really does make it a lot cleaner than to hunt for an agenda and then go out of agendas, look for the minutes and then
Yeah.
hunt for the
Yes,
minutes.
it should be.
So this is great. I really, really like that. And I think the more simpler we can make it, the better. And this is really good. So was the IT guy able to get the Zoom video onto the
We haven't
corresponding?
had time.
Not done that yet, but
to
it's on the agenda.
The to-do list.
On the to-do, it's never in the list.
I'm hopefully on vacation with my son.
I won't call you, I promise.
Okay, council members, you've heard this. So except, what's the read on this?
The there's not really any action that's required, other than if somebody said, don't do something, tell me not to. But otherwise, I'll kind of proceed on this outline.
Okay, so I think we should, make a vote, right? So I would suggest a motion to approve this list and let the city treasurer move forward. So is there a motion?
Looking at,
Well, there are several things on this list. Purchases of laptops, we decided that we didn't. do that. So it's not just a blank approval of this approval.
No. This one is for the fact.
The organization, FEMA and IT.
Right, so
Yeah.
Mr. Davis would like a new standalone computer back there, right?
Right.
Not. And then we already struck down or tabled that, so there would be no moving on that one. And so on the website, I think we're all good there. And then, again, not sure what 3 is, meeting, gives in with the city council to answer questions. Oh, if we needed something, you would just ask us via Zoom. Or
I'm reading that now.
that's what I'm
It's been
confused
a
with.
few days since I prepared this. I'm not sure what I missed, frankly.
So, okay, so I guess we can make a motion to approve this with exception to 1D and not sure what 3 is, so we can make an exception. You can revise that if you remember what that was.
Okay.
And is everyone okay with that? Or is there any other suggestions for that? Okay, so I would suggest a motion to approve this list with exception to 1D and 3. Is there a motion?
Okay, I make the motion so said by the mayor.
Right,
I'll second that.
second. I guess to a council vote, all in favor? All in favor, thank you. Okay, if there is no other updates on H, I'm gonna move on to 5. I receive updates to take appropriate action regarding upgrades to single phase and Elliott rank pump stations.
As you can see, our city engineer is not here. Anyway, publications not, he called me to brief me on some of the items. He did say on this item that he doesn't really have an update. He needs to get with PGMS to see what they have done on the punch list and what he can mark off the punch list. So we have no update on this.
Okay. Moving on to 5J, receive updates on City of Hillsville number 1 and proposed well number 3 on Country Lane repairs or replacement.
And he says that, process now is to send out the RFP to do the well. And it has not been sent out, but he is about ready to send it out. I think he needed our same IT person that is his IT person to help him do some stuff. So he's gonna send out RFP stuff on that.
All right.
Does he have a deadline for when he's gonna post the RFP? Do
Sorry,
we have a timeline for when he's going to post the RFP?
he didn't give me one.
Not yet.
Fine.
Thank you.
do we have do we have a copy of the RFP that's gonna send out?
No, it's not.
It's not ready.
Not ready yet.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna get a copy, right?
Yeah, we'll get a copy.
Okay,
We'll have to vote on it.
okay.
Okay, moving on to 5K, receive updates and take appropriate action regarding the installation of generators for the city K's and Elliott Ranch bulkheads.
Well, I did receive a letter from the state saying they approved. Finally have approved it for the LA Ranch generators. And so I need to I need to send that information to, Don. Or at least inform him. I don't know if he can get it off their website. It's a long document and it's front and back. So it might be a challenge for us to get a scanned copy of it. But I assume that a city's approval for the city of Hayes generator will be coming soon, because this was in today's mail. Yes, sir.
If you have a Zoom meeting with Don, the Zoom, there's an attachment where you can load down the file to Zoom. He's got more capacity. We can get a copy of the document. Okay, you can send it to Zoom.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll also add, we're applying for a grant for this generator. Seems like we're gonna get the approval from the state before we get the grant. Who knows that? And we several months ago, maybe August, I think it's August, you all approved sending an RFP for a consultant to help us with this grant. And we have not sent that yet. And then because grant board didn't follow up. So I talked to them last week and they're real nice and they're apologetic but then they said, well, you had worked with this lady named Courtney at this engineer firm when you first applied for the grant. And if you have a contract with her, then, you can't do a contract with us. We need to know kind of where we stand. And Courtney was somebody that when we had all these questions from the state, because it was a FEMA come back to the state and said, we want answers to all these questions. And Don and I worked like dogs to get all the things that they wanted in the way they wanted it. And spent hours and hours, and then they were satisfied, and now it's back up to FEMA to consider it. But we had tried to call this Courtney, this was in our mind, but kind of a mysterious person, because we really hadn't had any contact with her, because she was engaged, back in early 2022. And then, long story short, I just sent Courtney an email and see, maybe she responds, and she did. So suddenly she's appeared out of nowhere. And so I'm gonna try to get back with her and find out what was the relationship between the city and Courtney and her firm. Because I think this was something that kind of got arranged with the county. I called the county and they didn't respond. A little disappointing. So anyways, that's just a long story of many trials and tribulations. Getting grants.
I hope that the FEMA grant for this is more responsive than being reimbursed for our cleanup after the storm.
Yes. Well, that's what we need to talk.
Okay, oh, that has to be a minute.
So
Yes,
Courtney is under contract with Courtney?
I don't know. We never seen the contract.
Yeah.
We never seen it.
So he's gonna
So,
put
so
the
how,
pieces together.
Is there a list of?
so she asked for a name.
Just a second, I can't hear everybody's talking. Please.
So Courtney never sent an invoice or a bill to us?
I don't know. I've never seen anything paid to Courtney or.
He's going to talk to Courtney.
Yeah.
That's history, figure it out, and then
I just
if there's bills or
understand.
anything,
Yeah.
he'll let us
Okay.
know.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Cynthia, you've never seen a contract with Courtney or Ardura is an engineer company. You might know Ardura because they're like a big one, these big nationwide.
Okay, thanks for the update. We'll have moved on to 5L, receive updates and take appropriate action regarding a petition filed by Milestone with the Public Utilities Commission EUC for release of a portion of the city's water CCN.
And I think that, that is something that our attorney has responded to.
Yeah.
And then he had another further update. The memo again, for another paragraph.
So,
And this is basically, we made a response to their offer. And they responded, but didn't really
No reply.
make a counter offer. And so. Who knows?
That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
Sitting in the
No
water.
notices.
Okay, well,
It's their motive.
we will get an update next month then. All right, moving on to 5M, consider and take appropriate action regarding amendments to the city water tariff, including water charges and fees associated with customer water use during PSEACD declared exceptional and emergency drought stages and other possible tariff amendments.
So this, I've included the water tariff, that is the. I included this, a copy of this 57-page water tariff that has the updated water rates that you approved last week. So it's not, you approved it, so this is just on the form in a different way. We did not do anything about the process of, installing the flow restrictor. So what is that called?
Flow restrictor.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And Don sent a suggestion of how to, which would have been in the water tariff, it's about 2.5 pages, and it included a penalty rate, and it had kind of a new schedule with penalty rates, and I looked at it, and Roxanne, and we said, hey, that's okay. But then Eve looked at it, she had about 6 or 7 comments, which included, things like, exactly how it's gonna be implemented, the decision of whether to do the flow rates, which you all talked a lot about last meeting. And she was also saying, she was kind of concerned about these penalty rates, because these would be on top of the regular rates, in the stage 3, 4, and 5 water stages. And she had a point in that it's, I think Don, he told me he took it from another water tariff. And I think it might have been a bigger water system that had, had a staff, had a real big staff. And, and I read it in kind of with these comments, and it's like she has a point, because this would really involve the council, maybe, and a lot of minutia on this, and really on things that, it's what we hired PGMS to do. So, what we would like to do is, we're going to, because it's not on the agenda to approve that, we're going to work on that and hopefully come back with this as an addendum or new water tariff. And so next in the November meeting. But we can go ahead and implement these new water rates, which need to be done. And, I've looked at water rates of other cities, there's nobody, even with these modest increases, nobody has rates as low as ours. Nobody does. And we desperately need to, not desperately, but it would be really good to increase our rates more so we can build up funds to have for emergency use. We have a lot of capital. We have 1.8 million, and for a city our size, that's really healthy. But I think this status now is we're in a break-even point. And if we had a real emergency, well, we're gonna have to draw down on our capital. And that's, it's really nice to have that capital and that $7,300 a month coming in interest income to help out the city. So, and I think Roxanne also has talked to Don about, this study that we would need to protect ourselves if we did a big, or an appropriate increase in our water rates to be in line with other entities. He talked about the dangers that because we got Elliott Ranch and it generates most of our income, and we got to be sensitive to their saying, well, you got plenty of capital with raising our rates, and
when you're done, sir, I have a question.
okay, would quit raising our rates. So, and he said that study would cost about $20,000, and it would still, might not be the news we need. They might say, yeah, but you got plenty of capital, so you don't need to raise your rates. And then, it's really, we have pool money. We don't have the water account and the city account. So, but we do separate things, and we do allocate expenses, and we have a council approved way of allocating things like salary between general and water fund. But, there's an argument can be said, well, you're generating profits off of Elliott Ranch, and that's going in to pay for your city's
Operating cost.
city government and to pave your streets and things like that. And that, that's something we have to be sensitive to. So that's kind of the pros and cons. So that's all I have.
I have a question. In lieu of increasing the water rates for our residents, can we consider reverting back to the prior process? Can we hire a water operator and do the billing ourselves to cut out PGMS and do cost savings in that way? It'll be a substantial cost savings instead of raising water rates for our residents. Can we do that instead?
I would say.
What would be a cost benefit analysis to doing that?
I think whether we did that or not, the rates should go higher.
It should go up.
That's another question, and it's a good question. I mean, I was always of the opinion that the bit more that we do in-house, the better off we would be, but we would have to hire a full-time person and pay benefits and a nice wage, and it would be a different,
Would it be a full-time person? Because prior to that,
well, the idea.
we only had one person,
Yeah,
2 part-time versus 1 full. Would it pay for itself if we eliminate PGMS? Because that's a hefty bill every month.
But are you saying just one full-time position and then part-time?
2 part-timers, one to do PGMS, to replace them, do water operating and bills, and the other to keep Cynthia as our city secretary.
Can I interject?
Can I answer the question?
I'm thinking that the reason why we went with PGMS again, because of what happened to the person who was reading our meters, is that PGMS is a total water operating system with all the expertise and the experience of handling our water needs, city of Hayes plus Elliott Ranch. And there's just not that many water operators around. Don discussed this with us. He said, yeah, there's very, very limited people around that have that kind of expertise. So until we find somebody, I don't know. I've been pretty happy with PGMS. They need a little prodding sometime to do some of the maintenance and stuff, like you talked about the punch list, the ongoing punch list. So, I kind of agree that if we keep everything as standard operating procedure now, we're knowing that the bills that we are going to be paying PGMS, but we raise the rates, raise the penalties, we're actually adding more money in than, looking for a water service, which may or may not be as good as PGMS or
Under-
bad as PGMS.
Under PGMS, we also lost the well due to lack of maintenance and oversight.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there. We're talking about if we're gonna move forward with the tariffs or if we're not. So we're getting a little off topics. So if it's on topic, then let's go. If not,
It's on topic,
Okay.
I believe in topic. For the increase in water rates, we don't know, I know we're low on our rates, but what's the highest, what's the lowest, what's the middle? I mean, we need to gauge what our water rate should be. I mean, we don't want the highest one, we don't want the lowest one either.
So the water study does.
That's what the water study does, and until we get the water study and get a benefit of the analysis, then we know what options that we should pursue. And
It's the study. The 20,000, who does the study for $20,000?
well, but if
Done?
they're,
No,
So-
we
so
have
what is-
contracted out.
what is the water rates for the city that's close to us? What's, yeah, my city, I don't know what the water rates are. And if they're higher than ours, by how much, 10%, 20%? And in a year or so, we can recover the 20,000. Go from there, but we need to study anyway. Sooner or later, we're gonna need it. So go from there.
Yeah, but I think what Harvey was saying is that Don was finding a way to go around the water study and still raise rates to bring money in. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
and we're
I
not.
think Dan just
Well,
wouldn't say.
I just wanted to say, I think Roxanne's right, and the other thing about it is if we can get somebody else to do it, operators or whatever, they're gonna need the electronic stuff that we voted down a year or so ago. They're gonna want the electronic.
E-readers.
And we're gonna want that too
E-readers.
after all, because look at the big problems we've had with readings this, last year. So, I just think there's a lot of money involved in having somebody else do it.
They would want to put smart meters on not just us, but Elliott Ranch too. It costs a bloody fortune. Use my language.
So,
Very
I don't know how you can get a way around wasting the water rates if it's by code, you gotta do a water study.
They got around it because it's an amendment to the existing water tariff. And it was never thought about going into stage 4 and stage 5 drought. That was totally blank. That gave us the opportunity to add that to our existing water tariff without a water study.
Oh, well, that's for the drought, it's something different, but that only applies to to drought effect. If you're in a drought, you can use those rates. If you're not in a drought, you cannot use those rates.
But that's not what's on the agenda right now.
Yeah,
let's discuss, are we moving forward or not? That's where we're at.
Okay.
And so if we're gonna move forward and make a motion, move forward. If not, there's something else that we need to do. I can make a motion for that, or if we just need to table this, I would make a motion to table this, so.
I think I make a motion to accept the
He was
The
gonna
what?
bring back an addendum.
No, the addendum comes after we approve it.
Yeah, it's gone back and forth and it's been back and forth with the,
All I'm presenting with you tonight is the rates that you already approved last meeting.
Right.
So it's,
So there's no action necessary.
yeah, it could be no action, or you could approve it in the official document. You know, he had spreadsheets that had those rates, but you have approved those rates.
Right.
And so this would be, yes, we approved the second time.
We've already approved it.
you guys want to make a motion or to just no action? Totally up to you.
We've already approved those, right? Right.
All right.
So I'd say, yeah, I mean, we could vote again to approve it, but this still doesn't address
It's
the
just
problem
redundant.
of the water restrictors, which
We're
we're
gonna
going to talk about
Address that, yeah.
next time.
All right, so
But
we are-
it would be good to approve this document, because this is the official document.
Has everyone had a chance to review this document?
we can, we got a month to approve it, so.
Huh?
We have
You
to-
haven't
That's
had a
key.
chance?
I have, but I'm asking, has everyone else had a chance to review this document?
Sent it to you
No,
Right.
I have already reviewed
a
it.
long time ago.
Did anyone else already have a chance to review it?
Yeah. and
I already did.
I'm representing that it has the rates you already approved before. So.
Okay, thank you so much for that, closing out five
I'm good with
M,
it.
moving to
So-
agenda item. Oh,
Don't we need to approve?
no, we're,
Because
they're
we're gonna wait for the other part.
already through.
No, no, they're already approved. Those
I
are,
think Parker was recommending that we go ahead and vote on it,
I
right?
don't really care either way.
no, I
That's
think.
what I was giving you the option, do you want to formally reapprove those or
No,
no
it's-
action?
No action.
Okay,
No action.
right,
Somebody
closing
approved.
five M out, done. Agenda item 6, adjournment, thank you very much, 7:40.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Harvey.
Thank you,
You have the patience of a saint, sir. What would we do without you?
Very good.
All right.